Hey everybody, it's Lord Magicus, and we're going to play Merfolk and Legacy today. I've been so busy this weekend jamming Borderlands 3. Game's amazing. Been waiting for it forever, but finally now I'm catching up to recording this league. So, alright, let's do this. I've had a bunch of people say or express interest in Simic and Legacy, and even though I'm not entirely sure if this is really what I'd want to play at the moment. I don't know. I think Wasteland is kind of a problem, so Ren and 6 makes that hard. I'm willing to try it. We'll test it since there's not really many other people out there that are gonna even attempt doing this. So why not? Let's give it our best shot. So I was thinking about it, and the biggest problem that I think that the deck has is it doesn't have as many basic lands to play through things like Wasteland, or even Blood Moon sometimes for that matter, but Wasteland's really the problem. And with decks like Ren and 6 looking to just lock you out by recurring it every turn, it makes it kind of hard to stay in a game that way. So I think I decided for this one, I'm just not going to play any Mutavaults in here. Instead, I'm going to play 6 basic islands and 4 fetch lands to try to give me the best possible chance of having access to basic islands when we need them. So hopefully that's going to help a little bit. And the other problem that I've noticed, and this was also true with Mono Blue, that without Curse Catcher, we've had a very hard time ensuring that Chalice is going to resolve, especially in the face of a bunch of dazes from decks like Rook Delver. So I do think we're gonna run 8 1-drop creatures here alongside our Vials, and we're instead of Benthic Biomancer, we're gonna go with Curse Catcher to give us more interaction against the combo decks like Storm and Reanimator, which have also kind of been a problem without this. But the Curse Catcher hopefully is going to help us stick the Chalice in one, which is important to beating a lot of those decks. If you don't have Chalice stuck on the board, like stuff like Dreadhorde Arcanist gets out of control very quickly. But if you do have it on board, then Arcanist is not really that big a deal. Alright, so the other thing that I've changed for this particular list, this deck doesn't have True-Name Nemesis in it, and that's a very controversial decision, and I'm not even sure that I necessarily agree with it, but I just want to try this because one of the things that I've thought about when I play Simic in Modern is that the deck seems to function best when you can leave your curve at 2. When you're forced to tick Vial up to 3 in order to put things in play, then the Vial effectively just becomes useless at that point. So if we can put in threats that only cost 2 mana, we can just put Vial on 2 and then leave it there forever. So instead of True Name, we're going to try Coral Helm Commander in that slot, which means we'll have our 8 regular lords and potentially up to 16 lords by using Coral Helm. So let's just hope that that's going to work. Yeah, and the other thing with True Name, we want more basic islands and make sure that we can get the 3 mana to cast it. And if we're only going to have 6 basics in the deck because of needing to have like tropical islands in here and also needing the waterlogged groves, I'm not 100% convinced that we're always going to be able to get to the 3 lands that we need in the face of things like Wasteland. So unlike Mono Blue, where they can very often just go like island, island, and then either Cavern or Mutavault, we're not really going to have that luxury all the time. So getting to 2 lands is a lot easier for this deck than getting to 3, so I'm just hoping that Coral Helm can sort of give us the power without, screwing up our Vial or our ability to get to 3 mana. So, I don't know, we'll see if that's good. Sideboard is mostly the same. Instead of Echoing Truth for things like Ensnaring Bridge, we're just playing Return to Nature, which is better against like Stoneblade, but still deals with Ensnaring Bridge if we come up against those decks. And 2 Clipwings in there. We don't have Venser in this list because with less basic islands, the chances that we're ever going to hardcast Venser are pretty slim to none. So instead, I'm just going to play Clipwings. We're going to say, fuck it, we're just going to hope that Omniscience is not going to be a problem, and I mean, Clipwings is still fine against the Sneak and Show deck. Like, you can still cast it to kill off the Emrakul or the Gristlebrand if they go with that route, so basically we're still on the Omniscience is the only way they're going to beat us plan. Everything else is the same. We want Surgicals for a Reanimator, also against like Life from the Loam. Relics are good against neither Reliquary. Forces are good for all the combo decks. And Dismember, we need that for like Monastery Mentor. And we might even bring it in against like Rug Delver. That's probably good there. So, yeah, I think that's going to be fine. So, let's just play. Alright, so we've got our Imitation Crab Meat. Let's Legacy League. Yeah. Oh, well, that was quick. Alright, let's do this. Oh, we're on the play. That's neat. Yeah, this hand's fine. We'll keep. I think... I'm going to play the Curse Catcher first because that lets me put the basic island out. And then... Well, yeah, because then I can play 2-drops. I'm more concerned about not getting blown out by that. If they're going to wasteland us, I want them to at least have to... Or well, I want us to have 2-drops in play if that happens, so... Okay, Snow-Covered Mountain, so this could be a 4-color deck. Oh, this is probably Reanimator. No. There's actually other things. It could be a mono-red prison deck, maybe. It's an unfair deck. This is not a card that's played in like the decks that we want to be up against usually. Chandra. Okay, so this is mono-red. All right. Interesting. Chandra Awakened Inferno. Yeah. All right. So I think here we're just gonna jam Lords. So they're gonna probably play something like either Blood Moon or Goblin Rabble Mask, maybe even Trinisphere. Oh, they don't have anything. That's a good sign. Okay, well then let's play more Lords and attack. Okay, maybe they just kept a really risky like 1-land hand. And they don't have a 3rd mana source for whatever stupid nonsense they're trying to do. Alright, well that's fantastic. Well, Curse Catcher doesn't counter Bridge, but this will stop Anger of the Gods from blowing us out, so... And it also threatens to just kill them next turn. There's less cards now that they can have that win them the game, so... Okay, well, mono-red just kept like an absolute shit hand against us, so that's neat. So for this deck, this is right. We definitely need the Force of Negations. Chalice is not gonna be particularly good, I don't think. Could put it on 0 sometimes, but if we're on the draw, this is not gonna matter very much. I think rather we'd want something like Dismember and Return to Nature. This is a very risky card, because if they play Blood Moon, then we are never casting it. But if we can float the green mana, we might be able to blow it up. I think we do have to bring it in just because they have like Ensnaring Bridges in their deck, so we're just hoping that we can do that first. So I think Chalice is going to come out here. We need to just have counter spells for their stuff. What else? Everything else is fine, I think, for the most part. The Curse Catchers are not super great, but they can be cast off of the basic island, whereas the Comena Speaker can't. It's very hard. Trickster, we probably need it for like Rabble Masters and stuff. You know what? Maybe we just don't need Merfolk Mistbinder. Hopefully this will be enough Lords in here. There's also an argument that Coral Helm Commander might not be where we need to be. Would I rather have Coral? Well, Coral Helm can have flying, so it might be worth having it to attack. I want to keep this just because it's stuff I can do with 1 mana. Alright. This hand is not actually very good against this deck. They're on the play, so they're going to get to do like turn 1 stupid shenanigans. I think we mulligan at least once. They mulligan, so I think we should too. Well, this isn't really much better. We might just keep it, though. This card is actually pretty good against their deck. We can just put a basic island in the bottom. Alright, we'll see what happens. Snow-covered mountain. Like, this isn't great, but I don't think going to 5 is really going to be much better. Okay, they don't really do anything here. That's nice. Okay, well that is sort of more helpful. Because whatever unfair thing they do, we can at least counter it. If they abrade the vial, that's actually kind of fine. If they go land like Rabblemaster, we probably have to force it. It usually means that they're going to use like a ritual or something for it, so... I might also wait 1 turn to play this. Okay, what do you got? Trinisphere. So here's the thing. I could counter this. But it also means, like, next turn, there's, like, nothing I can do if they play, like, Chandra. Or Karn, for that matter. It just basically means that next turn they're going to be free to cast anything they want. But you know what? I think that we're just going to have to let it happen. There's not really anything we can do about that at the moment. I guess we just play Island and pass. There's no reason to play the Flooded Strand now because we can't actually do anything with it. However, next turn, we do have the ability to return to nature this and then still have Force of Will up. And we can even vial in like Coral Helm Commander. Alright, so play a land, sack it. Oh, no, that's not good. Alright, well, you know, that's not the worst thing that could have happened. Chalice is not really going to be that good, so yeah, they're just going to deal us 2. We can theoretically kill that thing. We can vial a creature in at end step. That's actually fantastic as well. Alright, yeah, we just pass here. So we want to probably vial in Coral Helm. Then we'll vial in Lord, level this up a bunch, deal a bunch of damage to Chandra. It's very likely Force will pitch a Force. Sure. Alright, so we're going to take 2. That's fine. Okay, so here's what we gotta do. If I just exile the Lord, then I can actually hard cast this next turn. That might be worth it. This thing can attack this for 3, and then if they minus it, then that's fine. I think we're going to use Force from this. Is that... Well, no, you know what? That's actually dumb. No, if we draw a Lord, then we can keep this up if we want. I just don't want to be without counterspells against this deck. It's really dangerous. But we might have to. Always no. Alright, well, this is fine. I guess... Merfolk. We're just going to level this up to 4. If we can dodge for 1 turn, then we can maybe hard cast this Force on something. We got to be careful because we only have 1 more answer to bridge in our deck. The good news is now it's immune to like Lightning Bolt or a Braid. And Chandra can't kill this thing. So we need them not to play anything dangerous this turn. And they haven't played any more land, so I don't know. It's hard to say if what else they have. The way the mana sources in this deck work are really weird, so they could have any number, like maybe Chrome Mox and like Karn or something in their hand that they didn't want, or even like another land that they just didn't want to get rid of the City of Traders because of the Trinisphere. So anything could really happen right now. And they could just minus this for mana. That's also, or plus it for mana. That's also an option. The cool thing is if they do play Karn the Great Creator this turn, it's not that big a deal because we do have Force for the bridge that they might tutor for with it. Yeah, oh, well, that's bad. So now they're going to have a bajillion mana. So actually now they can play bridge this turn if they have Karn. Chrome Mox, okay. This might be Chandra Awakened Inferno. No? That's actually not the worst. Yeah, you can cast that. So I think we're going to just take damage from that for a little while. We're going to have to kill Chandra. If that's all they've got, then I think we can theoretically turn this game around. Drawing any more creatures would be great. Literally any creature. That's great. Okay. It says flying, so let's kill off Chandra. We'll cast it, make it uncounterable, and leave up hard cast Force of Negation. So this is exactly where I wanted to be here. So yeah, that turn could have been worse, but this is actually fine. Because now we can block like these things for forever, and this is going to kill them very quickly. And we have a counterspell for anything dangerous. And I think they have to attack with both. Okay. Drawing more creatures is just gravy for us at this point, because that's also great. We're just going to kill them as quickly as possible. So there's another 3/3. Yeah, this is coming together for us. Coral Helm is doing some work, that's for sure. We got lucky on a turn or two there, but I think now we're pretty safe. Yeah, that's fine. You hardcast a monkey. Neat. Alright. And we might just start leaving back both of these to block. And just get in with Coral Helm. Ooh, neat. Okay. That's only a 2/2, so we're gonna block there. Actually, do I trade with this? I think I do trade with this, because then it makes their attacks really bad. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just leave Kumena Speaker back to block. And if we draw any more creatures, like, they're probably just straight dead, so... Oh my god, they're just... they're flattened here. So I think, what, do we attack with both here? Because then Lord can actually block one of these. We'll take 3, go to 6, and there's not really much they can do about that. Whereas we're attacking for 5 plus 4, 9. Yeah, so then they're dead in one more turn. Yeah, if they want to chump block with the monkey, that's fine. Okay, great. You Okay, so here's the thing. They didn't block, so now we put the Lord in play. So they take 9 damage, they go to 4, and then Coral Helm kills them next turn. With flying. And we have Force Up. They can just hard cast it against anything dangerous like Ensnaring Bridge that they cast, so I think we're going to win this one. This was very difficult. We had to take some chances in this game, but yeah, that is not happening. You lose. I said good day, sir. Alright. So, yeah, we got there against Mono Red. It could have gone the other direction really easily, depending upon what their draws might have been. There definitely were some bad turns for them, but we were really low to the ground, and we were able to get through it, so... We saw Return to Nature is actually very good. Alright, well, on the draw. This is more familiar to us. It's okay. This is not great, but... I don't think it's the sort of hand we can afford to mulligan. Has Vial and a bunch of Lords, and we can potentially hardcast some Lords, so we're going to keep. Alright, well, fuck that plan. We're probably not doing that. Are they just... Is this like a Storm player that's just going to kill us in turn 1? Did you just keep a Storm hand that you can go off on turn 1? Oh, God. Alright, what... Empty the warrens, okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now we're just dead. We don't have Echoing Truth, so... no, we have no way to stop this. They just kept a turn 1 kill hand, and we did not have any counterspells. Now, the good news is that they don't know what we're on, but we do know what they're on, so, like... This is almost definitely Epic Storm. So Force of Negation is going to be good. Let's see, what do we not want? This is not really a Merfolk Mistbinder matchup. We might actually want 2 Dismembers. I know that seems stupid, but they sometimes bring in things like Hope of Garapure and or Xantid Swarm, so having Dismember for that might be relevant. I mean, Clip Wings or Return to Nature also both deal with those cards. But these are a little bit slower. I mean, this isn't the worst, actually. If they play something like Defense Grid, this might actually get through it. Maybe we'll just try Return to Nature with these. Alright, so cut one more of those, and... Yes... What else do we have to take out here? it's tough. I don't want to cut too many creatures. We're at 24 creatures. I guess we can take out one more. Maybe a Trickster. Alright, let's do that. They just went for it and they had it. If we would have kept a Force of Will in our hand, like, we would have just been able to get them. Like, this hand, I think we're going to keep it. So we have 3 pieces of interaction for their deck. I might actually lead with the Curse Catcher, to be honest. Well, it's also safe here to get, I think, the Tropical Island, because they're not a Wasteland deck. I'm going to lead with this just in case they want to, like, duress us in turn 1, because I don't want to have to pitch Force into Force. Yeah. That's also fantastic. I might not even play this Aether Vial, to be honest. Alright, so let's attack first. Let's play Scalding Tarn. Guess we'll get Basic Island. Play Coral Helm. So we got a clock in play, and we have some protection. Yeah, Brainstorm. This is about where we want to be. So next turn our options are we could maybe crack the Waterlogged Grove for hopefully another blue card. We're definitely playing it. The question is, what are we going to do with it? I think here, well, we're definitely going to level it up at least once. We can level it up to 2 if we wanted to, or we could crack the Grove. If we crack the Grove, then we can actually level it up at totally next turn, or we could level it up to 2, play Aether Vial, and then level it up and crack Grove next turn. I think that might be an option. Let's do that. So we'll attack for 4. Take 1, play the Vial, so that way if we draw 1-drops, we can put them into play. Next turn, this gives us the opportunity to level this up and crack the Grove if we so choose. So Thoughtseize, there isn't really much we can do about that. If we use the Curse Catcher, he can pay it with the island and then still just take this, so that's going to happen. Now he has to take the Force of Negation, because if he doesn't win this turn, then we can just hard cast this next turn. Yeah. Lotus Petal is going to make the Curse Catcher really bad, so they're just going to have to go for it. Alright, well, if Storm's going to get there, then they're just going to get there. There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, I can't stop this. No, they have all the mana in the universe. There's nothing we can do about it. Again, even if I do this, there's nothing that really... They have the Lotus Petal, they can still get the Empty the Warren, so... Yeah. Alright, how do we do this? They're not going to attack with all of them. Well, yeah, even if they attack with everything, that's not actually going to kill us here. So we definitely have to level this up. I think we have to also play this Coral Helm, because now this will be a 3/3. So I can attack for 4 in the air, put them to 8, and if I don't die, actually, then this Coral Helm threatens to kill them next turn. So I think we're actually might get there on the basis of Coral Helm having flying. So they have 10. They only can attack for 14 right now. So yeah, Coral Helm was actually a good draw here. So we attack for 4 in the air. I think this is going to work. Because Curse Catcher can block one of these, and then we can just level this guy up, and then that should do it. Okay. Alright. Okay. Take 10 flying. Alright, well, they stormed off with Empty the Warrens, but it wasn't enough against Coral Helm, so True Name would not have been enough there. Coral Helm is exactly what we needed at that point, so point to Coral Helm. I mean, credit where credit is due. Maybe we don't need this. Bring in Trickster. If we're going to be playing games with Empty the Warren tokens, then this could matter. Alright, let's just run it back like this, I guess. This hand is fine. We'll keep. I mean, I don't like that it has so many waterlogged groves in it, but that's just the price you pay. Yeah, that's gonna happen. There's nothing I can particularly do about that. It's not worth forcing it. They should presumably will just take Force of Will here. Now they took Curse Catcher. That's interesting. Maybe that means they have Duress or something. Cavern of Souls. If I play this, then they know what I just drew. I think I'd rather them not know that. But we needed to draw something that wasn't a land. That was important. Alright. So now they can Thoughtseize it with a Force away. Now if their hand is not good, they might actually take Coral Helm. But if they have... Alright, so this means that they're probably pretty close to going off here. Alright, well, they're going to get dunked on really hard from this. So we're not going to play Coral Helm Commander here, because we need it for Force. So we're hoping that now that they've just taken out 2 pieces of interaction, they're just going to go for it. Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, you have... I drew another Force. Like, take it, I guess. Alright, well, if we have another one on top, then maybe there's a shot. We're definitely cycling this Grove. Okay, sure, I guess. Their hand was just literally all discard spells. That's neat. That was terrible. On the plus side, it means that they're not actually that close to winning the game, so... Alright, I guess we're just going to pass here. We're going to crack this again and hope for a 2-drop to put into play at the end of their turn. Yeah. With 3 cards, I don't think that they're really close to doing anything, so... But this is a... 3 Thoughtseizes and a Duress. Like, Jesus Christ. Alright. Woof. Alright, well, that was rough. Always no. What now? Are you seriously going to storm off on my turn? What could you possibly be doing? Ad nauseum. What? Is this just ad nauseum for value? Is that what's going on? Alright. Well, it looks like they're going to have it, so... Chain of Vapor, Rite of Flame, Dark Ritual. They have Infernal Tutor in their hand, too. But they also have Brainstorm, so I guess they're just going to sit there with 10 cards, so... So here's the problem. They have like a bajillion ramp spells, so we're just going to have to end up cycling this Waterlogged Grove again. The Curse Catcher is actually meaningless right now, so... Yeah, they are... You know what? Actually, maybe I should have cracked the Grove, because if we drew Chalice and 0, we probably needed to play. I didn't see they had Lion's Eye Diamond. I'm just going to look. Well, it doesn't actually matter, because they have Chain of Vapor in their hand, too, so they could have just bounced the Chalice, so... You know, none of this actually matters. Alright, we need, like, another force on top of our deck. That's basically the only way that we come back here. Okay, you take an Aether Vial. They have now cast 5 discard spells this turn, so sure, you got it, man. Into an Ad Nauseam for value, so... Yep. Yep. Alright, so LED, so that's fine. If the top card is a force, then we win, and if it's not, we're going to lose for sure. Alright, we lose. You got it. Alright, well, you know, that was Epic Storm. Like, they just kept a hand that, like, utterly... that was amazing. I have never had a Storm opponent play 5 discard spells against me in that amount of time. Like, that was insane. They earned their win on that, so... And we didn't see Chalice in any game, and, you know... Chalice is really one of the important cards for beating that deck, but... That even if we had Chalice that time, they would have still gone off, so... There's nothing we could really do about that. Coral Helm helped, though. It did. Alright, on the play. This is good. This hand is also fine, because we can go... Well, we're hoping that we're not up against a Wasteland deck, but we want to go Curse Catcher into Chalice in turn 2. So I'm going to play the Waterlogged Grove first, because I don't want to... If they are going to Wasteland us, I want to be able to keep the Cavern in case if we want to play Commander Speaker after the Chalice. Alright. Alright, what are you doing, opponent? Savannah. Oh, this is not a Chalice deck. Alright, this plan is going to fall apart very quickly. Green Sun Zenith. This could be Elves. I think I'm going to counter this, however. We don't know. This is definitely not going to be a Chalice deck, so that sucks. Karakas? Ooh, I don't like that at all. And Elvish Reclaimer is also not very good for us. I think we're still going to play the Chalice on 1, though. Because they might have more cards like this. And they also might have Swords to Plowshares. It sucks that they were able to get that out that turn. Because if we would have got this out first, then at least Chalice would have done something. But now they probably just play like Knight of the Reliquary and we're fucked. That's actually just as fine too. I don't like where this is going because there's a lot of very relevant lands cards here. Alright, I guess we're going to play this one on 0 to turn off more Mox Diamonds. Merfolk. Let's get Kamena Speaker out. Yep. And we have the option of either cycling Grove or playing Trickster and trying to start attacking. Ooh, that's interesting. So I could actually double block and kill this thing. I only have 3 cards in hand. It might actually be worth doing that. Because they can't swords and blow us out here. Actually, you know what? That's not going to work because, fuck. I should have targeted that. Never mind. That was a mistake. That was a blunder because, yeah, no, the reason we can't do this is because if they have Step in their deck, they can just give it protection from one of these 2 colors and it's not going to actually do anything, so never mind. I changed my mind. I should have actually tapped this because then we could have attacked for free. Also, yeah, like, now that's a thing, obviously, so. Alright, I guess we're gonna play Grove. We'll sacrifice a Grove. See if we can draw, like, a Lord. Force of Will is not exactly where I really want to be right now. Yeah. So, attacking is not going to help here. Fuck. Nope. This is not a good match, but I mean, we did waste the Trickster on this thing. That thought didn't occur to me until afterwards that the Reclaimer could just save it by sacrificing a land. Yeah, no, that means we're in trouble because this Knight is going to get out of control. We don't have a good way to deal with this. The only way we have to deal with this is Merfolk Trickster, and we don't have that at the moment. Sideboard, we can bring in like Relica Progenitus and Dismember. But there's also a lot of ways this can go wrong, so. We're just taking damage in the air. I really wanted to double block and kill this, because the flying is going to really hurt. But, yeah, it's fine. So now, like, they could also be going for, like, a Depths combo. Okay, so you got Forest. This means that you probably use Reclaimer, or you have another Knight. There are 4 mana is a lot. That could be really bad. Alright, what's happening? Green Sun for 3. Alright, well, I can't stop that. That means they're probably just going to go on a Knight beatdown plan. Knight beatdown plan is going to beat us, too. There's nothing I can do about that. That's terrible. Alright, well, it's almost not even worth casting it because of the stupid, or we need to keep force up, but honestly, there's not much we can do about this game here. I think we're going to be cracking Waterlogged Grove at the end of turn. So this looks like a pretty typical Maverick deck, but things like this really bother me because it means they could have Merit Lodge in their deck and we just don't know about it. So he's attacking us. Jeez. So here's the problem, like if I don't, none of these lines like lead to victory here. I have to block at least one of these, but then next turn he's also threatening to just give it protection from blue, and then we're going to die. I guess we're going to do this. I can't afford to throw away too many creatures right now. Or, well, we do have a green creature in case they go for that line. Oh, that's terrible. Guess. I guess it's kind of free to attack with this. No, never mind. Yeah, I forgot that they just made that a 3. It doesn't matter. Like, we weren't gonna beat this anyway. Attacking us with just like all of his creatures was just the winning plan, so it really doesn't matter, but I shouldn't have attacked, I guess. Alright, Chalice is not good. We want Dismember, and we want Relic of Progenitus. We do need to keep Force of Will. Curse Catcher is not that good. We can take one out. The only thing it's usually going to counter is Green Sun Zenith if we're lucky. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of ways this can go badly. They haven't shown us the Dark Depths, but I've seen some decks run it and some of them don't. I don't know. I think we're just going to do it like this. Like, we're probably not winning this match, to be honest. This is low chance. We'll try. One land is not going to do this. Jesus, that's not any better. Oh, alright, well. I guess we're keeping this and we're putting a Waterlogged Grove in the bottom. We're going to go Tropical. They're on 5 cards, so I don't know, maybe there's a shot. We're just going to have to hope that Dismember is going to be enough. I don't feel very good about this, though. Get Tropical Island. I don't want to take too much damage off of my lands if I don't have to. There is also Choke to be concerned about, so... I mean, if they cast Choke, we're probably just dead. Green Sun for 1. Yep, or for 0, I mean. Get your Dryad Arbor on. Sure. Alright, I guess... So what do I do here? Could play Waterlogged Grove. I will take 1 damage, but then at least if they choke us, then we're not totally fucked. I guess the 1 life is worth playing around it. Because this is definitely a deck that is siding in choke against us. Let's attack. We'll keep up the Dismember. I'll play the island next turn and tap it for the Aether Vial. So here they could choke. Wasteland. Alright, that's actually terrible too. Alright, so if they're going after that, it means they probably don't have it, so... No! Alright. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Reclaimer, they can start filling up the graveyard with lands. I think we just need to dismember Knight of the Reliquary. Let's attack. Play Vial, and then maybe crack Waterlogged Grove at the end of their turn. They're at 3 cards, so it's not the end of the world. We might be able to force something if we draw a blue card. That's fine. We can dismember that. So I'm going to crack Grove. That's fine. They have one card left in their hand. I'm going to hold on to this for one turn. We can Violet in next turn, and we'll crack Waterlogged Grove at the end of their turn. Because if they play another Knight and we don't counter it, then we are definitely going to lose, so... So that's Green Sun Zenith for 3, right? Which we do have to force that. Yeah, see, this is exactly why we had to do this. I guess we could have actually cracked the Grove first. Ugh, that was a mistake. Alright, well, damn it, I'm not focusing. Because, yeah, I would have much rather pitched that. Oh, what am I doing? I'm just not focusing. I'm so lost on this that I'm just not paying attention. Now we're in the same boat where we can't really play the Curse Catcher because we need it for this force. I don't know. Maybe this will turn out for the best. If they play like another Green Sun or Knight, then we do need to counter it again, so... Okay, so, like, I don't feel as bad now. It worked out in the end, so... That's actually good. Now if they attack, I can just Trickster and block. Okay, come on. Can you, like, top deck a land or something? That would be great. Okay, they definitely have fucking Dark Depths in their deck. There is no way that they don't. They are making a goddamn Merit Lodge. That's what's happening. They're keeping this up. Goes on the battlefield tapped. Alright, and then they're... Okay, so we do have to keep this Trickster up. We can't even attack. I knew it! All of these decks have been doing this lately. They've been getting so greedy. You're going to do it right now. I know that that's going to happen, so I'm going to have to Trickster it down in the upkeep. It doesn't even matter, because you're going to have Step anyway. Okay, well, we tried. Like, there is no way that we could beat them just top-decking this. They had the Reclaimer. They could have gone for this no matter what. Yeah, that's fine. You make Merit Lodge. Are they going to give me a turn, or are they just going to prove to me that they have it? Yeah, it's fine. There was nothing we could do about this, so... Like, this is... Knight of the Reliquary decks are the worst, because this always happens. Alright, we lose. I had a sneaking suspicion that they were doing this, and they purposely did not show it to us in Game 1, because they did not want us to bring in cards against it, so... I mean, to be fair, it was a very good plan, because we didn't do it. But so many of these decks are playing that in there now, where they didn't always do it before, but it's just, they're going so low to the ground with it now. Just try to combo them out instead of grinding. Alright, on the draw. This is actually a fine hand. We'll get Basic Island. We'll play Aether Vial. And then we'll go Chalice in turn 2, hopefully. Preordain. Okay, so this could be a Delver deck. The Preordain means that it's probably a deck that's Chalice in 1 is going to be good. Let's get basic island. This could be Storm. I think that we're just going to pass. They didn't show us enough to make me want to play Chalice in 0 just yet. Brainstorm, okay. So they're playing a lot of cantrips, so I'm very tempted actually to put Chalice in 0 next turn. And if they duress us, like, we can still keep 1 to just put on 1, so this definitely feels like Storm. Yeah, okay. They're just going for it, so fuck it. I guess maybe we should have put it in there. We don't have Force. You're clear to go off. Maybe it's Reanimator, but I doubt it. It's almost definitely Storm. If we were on the play, like, this would have been so much better, but they played the LED. Does this mean... It took Curse Catcher, so that's fine. Didn't take Chalice. I guess they're not really afraid of it. The question is, can they actually, like, do anything here? Because if they pass back to us, Chalice in 0 and 1 will make it very hard. No. Looks like they're just going to go for something. So you have Infernal Tutor in your hand. You only have black mana, though. Maybe that's a problem. They could be holding onto something like Burning Wish. So they do have Tutor, so they're going to crack LED now, get a bunch of mana. Okay, I guess... I don't know what just happened. I think maybe they played Tutor and accidentally passed priority and didn't crack the LED. Okay, well, our Storm player conceded the match out of embarrassment because they just didn't have... alright, well, fuck. Alright, we'll take it, I guess. They definitely had it within their grasp at that point because they could cast Tutor, crack LED, have like at least 4 mana available to them, and then presumably they could just play like Empty the Warrens, because I think most of those decks have it in there. I don't know, maybe he was like a mana short though, and he just realized it. Maybe he needed to go for like Ad Nauseam. They didn't show us enough to know exactly what the mistake was, but I have a feeling it's because they like... They were either short of mana or they were... I don't think they passed priority to us. I don't remember that happening, so... Maybe they just thought they could go off and just couldn't. And realized that once, like, my turn came that there was basically no chance that they were going to. I don't know, it's hard to say. Whatever. So they just want to give up the entire match because of one mistake, then that's fine. We'll take it. Sure. Alright, well, let's see if we can go positive in this league. I gotta say, Curse Catcher has felt like it's a lot more relevant than Benthic Biomancer has, so I'm happy to see Curse Catcher, but we kind of got a little bit lucky against the mono-red prison deck. I feel like maybe we would have been better off if we were mono-blue, but we did win anyway, so it's hard to say. And it's also difficult to say how we were doing against the Epic Storm deck. I think that we were fine, but I don't know. Mono blue might have been a little bit better. They're close to the same. Like, the only difference is like maybe Coralhelm is actually a little bit better there. So, what the true name is. But Silvergill is also a card that we didn't have room for because we're playing the Mistbinders too. So it's hard to say. They're even. Oh, sick. We get to be on the... was I on the play more than the draw for this league? That's amazing. I did the statistics, and I'm on the draw usually about 54% of the time, which is ridiculous. This is definitely a very good hand. We're going to keep. We have Lords, Curse Catcher, Force of Will. This is about as much as we could ask for. So, let's see. Island, Curse Catcher. What do you got? It's fine. Alright, what are we up against here? Port means it could be death and taxes. Yeah. It's either goblins or death and taxes, one of the two. So I think either way, we are best off just playing Lords and attacking. This is not a Chalice of the Void. Like, any deck that's playing Aether Vial is not where we want to be with Chalice. So, one drop, do you have another land? That's a good question. So it is Goblins. Okay, I knew it. So here they might just upkeep port us. Yep, it's fine. Can we draw another land like a champion? No, that's actually fine. Alright, so let's attack first. If we can ever get this Mistbinder out, that would have been a good... You know what? Maybe we should have played this instead of the Lord of Atlantis, because it's actually going to be harder to get this out. Goblin Lackey. Well, that's... So, it's been a long time since I played against Goblins, but it's not a particularly good matchup, and I totally forgot this was even a card in their deck. But I don't think it matters much. I think we just have to attack them and kill them before they can kill us. That's really what it comes down to. They're going to attack. They can put, like, Ringleader into play, draw a bunch of cards off of it, or even Matron, and search for, like, there's like a bajillion ways this can go wrong for us, so... We really kind of want them to use their lands to cast a spell. So that way we can force it and then get this Mistbinder out. Alright, what are you searching? Or, I'm sorry, what are you putting into play? My guess is usually either Mage or War Chief. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, this is good. Cycle, Gem Palm, Incinerator. Ah, we can't do anything about that. That's cycling, so force is useless. Alright. Yeah, you got a 2-drop. What are you doing with it? Goblin Crater Maker. Okay, so they can destroy our Aether Vial order. Yeah, they're going to blow up the vial. Neat. Okay. Well, the only good news is that we get to put our Mistbinder in play. We're going to do that this time because if they port our lands again, we want to be able to... I don't think they're going to block here. However, we need this to try to block there. But if they port us again and we draw another island, then we can play Lord of Atlantis still. War Chief is going to give all their stuff haste, which is kind of dangerous. We're just looking to burn this Force of Will on pretty much anything. They've done a very good job at not letting us force anything, though. And this Chalice is just absolutely useless. They play Cavern of Souls in their deck, and they have Aether Vial, so... Like our deck, Chalice is not a problem. Alright, 3 is not good. This means probably a Lord... No, Matron, okay. Matron's fine. Because now they can get, like, Pile Driver. And... Well, if they cast Pile Driver, we can actually force it. Yeah. Fuck that shit. Because if that resolves, we die. Why would you not do that first? Oh my god. If you would have done... Okay, never mind. Our opponent just had it all. They were just testing the waters to make sure this would happen. Oh, we are about to get absolutely spanked by this thing. They can just attack with everything and it'll get plus 2, 4, 6. So we're getting 7 unblockable if we want. Yeah, here it comes. Here come the Pain Train. Yeah. Alright, I guess we're blocking the Lackey. They have one card in hand, and they can't cast it, so they're just going to port us down again. Yep. Alright, so land... No, that doesn't do anything here. The Force of Will is useless, because if they have any Goblin, it doesn't matter, but... So, what's going to happen here? If we attack right now, so get +2, 4... So it'd be 5 that we can't block, so our life total is effectively 3. So, given that our life total is effectively 3, we have to block at least one of these things or we're dead. If they play any Goblin, it'll have haste, and we can't block it. And I think that they probably have one in their hand. My guess is it's probably something like Ringleader, or I don't know, it could be a lot of things. So I guess we're attacking with one of these, and because yeah, if we just take 5 from this, like we're still, I don't know, it does not feel like a winning plan to just not attack. No, I don't think we can. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe we just need them to brick for a turn. What's going to happen? If they attack with everything, we take 5 from this, we can block these 2, and then maybe we have 3 turns to kill them somehow. I don't know. If they do absolutely nothing. But if they play like 1 Goblin, we die. Because then it'll be 2, 4, 6, 7, and then yeah, we have to block 3 things. So any Goblin kills us. Okay, we're dead. That's gonna do it. So this is not a matchup that we're gonna defeat. It's just not gonna hit. We have a slightly better chance because Kamena Speaker can block the. Kamena Speaker can block the Goblin Pile Driver, but it's really not a match that we want to be up against. We don't have the Mutavault, so it's kind of a wash there, to be honest. Force of Will is not really good, but I don't actually have anything better to bring in at the moment. They don't have creatures with... Like, none of the rest of these cards do anything. The Chalice is totally useless. I don't know. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. I guess I could blow up a vial with this. It doesn't really feel like it's going to do anything, though. The relics cycle themselves? I mean, is that where we're at? Are we seriously at the point where, like, relic cycling itself is the best that our sideboard has to offer us right now? It's either that or we bring in Force of Negation and just try to counter their Aether Vial. I don't know, maybe that's I don't know, that could be a slightly better plan. It doesn't feel like it, though. It really doesn't. 2 mana, draw a card versus maybe we counter their Aether Vial. I don't know. Both of them are pretty pathetic against this deck. I think I'm just going to do it like this. Force of Will sometimes can counter a creature if they don't have Cavernous Soul, so it's not totally dead. This is not going to do it, I don't think. No, because we need to be able to cast our spells. This is actually better. We'll keep. I don't like this. I guess none of this is like. I guess we put a Master of the Pearl Trident. Hold on. No, we got to put Lord of Atlantis in the bottom because they might have Mutavault, and if they do, then Master's going to be better. They mulled to 6, so this will be fine. If we draw a land, then we can play a Lord and have Violent Curse Catcher, which will be fine. And if not, we're just going to have to hope that Curse Catcher is going to block Lackey. Alright, so maybe we've got a shot here. Alright. Let's just put a bunch of pressure in the field. So Bloodstained Mire, they might have Munitions Expert in their deck, which is why they have black mana here. That card is ridiculously powerful. Like I don't think they played it at all, but it's just really, really good. Yeah, here, Crater Maker, that's fine, I guess. They can just... Well, they can't use it this turn, so I guess we'll get our stuff out of range of it. So let's tick this up. See if they're willing to block. Nope. Alright. This is a pretty slow start for them, so maybe we've got a shot. Merfolk Trickster could also do something here. Force of Will is probably not going to do anything, so there's like no way I'm casting this card. Seems very, very unlikely. Yeah, double Cavern of Souls, Force of Will is not doing shit. Alright, but our plan is to just win with a bunch of 3/3s. And if we can play Trickster and tap down something, we can threaten to kill them very fast. If we could actually draw another Lord and win next turn. That's possible. Depends on what they do. I doubt they're going to attack here. Crater Maker, okay. Okay. Alright, let's just get in as much damage as we can. Okay, you can blow up the Aether Vial, that's fine. They can block, so if we get Trickster, we win. Grove doesn't do it. Alright, we'll just attack. Yeah, take 9. That's fine. You go to 4. Of course, every time. That's fine. Alright, so we're just looking for them not to win this turn, because I think we can do it. Alright, sick. So we're on the draw this time. I don't think I'm changing anything. We just run this back exactly the same way. Force of Will looked absolutely anemic, but whatever. If we just don't have enough stuff to bring in against this deck. Like, if I knew I was going to go into a Goblins heavy metagame, I'd probably bring in stuff like, I would want stuff like Tidebinder Mage and Gutshot, maybe. I don't know. That seems like that could be okay. This is alright. I guess we're going to keep this. If they play Vile, I will force it. Yeah, we have to. It's the only hope we have. Alright, well, pass, I guess. I will crack this on their end step, I guess, just because I don't want to draw another land. Sure. Okay, sure. It's fine. So we're getting a basic island here. We're going to play the Mistbinder first because Wasteland's going to blow up the first land that we play. So I guess we'll play Cavern of Souls because it's worth more to us to keep the Waterlogged Grove. Alright. So they have 4 cards in hand, a bunch of colorless mana sources. Okay. Yeah. They're going to probably port the islands now, so... But now if we draw like Kamena Speaker, we can still play it with Waterlog Grove. Yep, port. Really drawing more lands here. That's actually like the best thing we could have drawn. Hold on. Yeah. Alright. I don't want to attack in case they have Goblin Lackey. No, I think we gotta hold off for at least one turn here. Yeah. You're just trying to, like, scare me? That's fine. So, alright, so they don't have Lackey, it seems. Or if they do, they're sandbagging it. No, they have a bunch of, like, 2-3 drops, maybe. Ah, fucking hell! Alright, well, at least the Vial's online. Our attack, we cannot attack into this right now. We just can't. They're going to port us again. We're all in on this Aether Vial. We need to get it to 2 so we can start putting Lords into play every turn. Yep, tap. Yes. That doesn't really do anything. That was basically not a draw at all. No, we can't really attack into this because there's just a lot of stuff they can put into play. Like, they didn't have anything. Like, maybe they're just all 3, and maybe it's like Matrons and like Ringleader in their hand. I think they keep this 1 and 2. Just alright. So their hand's got to be pretty bad. What the fuck could they possibly have that they don't have like 1 or 2 drops to put into play? It's obviously not more lands because they haven't really played any mana sources. Alright. So wait. What are you doing here? Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that thing's really dangerous. Munitions expert. Okay, that makes sense. They don't even have to sacrifice it. It's when it comes into play. What a bullshit card. Alright, well, at least Vial's going to keep us in here. They'll port down Island again. Ah! We need lands to get around this port. Deals 1 damage to any target. So, basically, we're going to have to throw a Lord in front of this. And then they'll ping us in our face for it. So yeah, ticking Vial up to 4 means they certainly have Ringleader, and that's going to happen. Well, we're not winning this game. That's just not happening. 4 cards. What are they? Another Ringleader. Oh, we are so fucked. Like, there is no way. Ringleader, Siege Gang Lieutenant, Goblin Matron. This game is over. Yeah, come on. You're not a... You want to attack with this thing. I need you to attack with this. I guess he's thinking about what if I have Merfolk Trickster, because then I could Trickster this, block one of these, like this guy. He gets no value out of it because this won't have an ability. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So now we're going to have the ability to start blocking well, because we can put more Lords into play. But there is no way we can compete with the card advantage engine that is multiple Goblin Ringleaders, and even like the Siege Gang Lieutenant is just going to be super dangerous. Fuck. We need a land so I can get this Aether Vial out. Alright. We're going to die like this. I would have sided in fucking Caracas over Force of Negation if I had the option. This deck is more taxing than actual Death and Taxes. Alright, what's up now? Probably Pile Driver, I imagine, because if they play Pile Driver, we basically just die in a single attack. But no, he can't get Pile Driver because he doesn't have a red land to play it with. That's interesting. So yeah, what do you get? Maybe just like, I don't know, another Goblin Matron? No, you have a Cavernous Souls. Or no, you didn't, because that went in the bottom. Okay, so you have these two. Okay, so what do you get for either a 3 or a 4, probably? And I would imagine it's the one you want, like, maybe another Goblin Matron, because then if you top deck a mountain, you can then Matron, search for Pile Driver, and then attack. So I think, honestly, I would get another one of these. Oh, fucking Christ. No! No, 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 not like this. This card has ruined us in Standard, and it's going to ruin us in Legacy. Ah, alright, alright. Let's watch. I know, this is exciting to watch, because Goblins is about to just kick us in the dick. We had so many chances to, like, try to draw out of this, and we just keep drawing, like, all these duds instead. It is what it is. They had double Wasteland and Port, and, I mean, we're fortunate to have this Vial, but, geez. That's going to make it extremely hard to try to block these things, because they can Vial this in and attack. So here's the problem, like, I can block these things, but they're just going to wipe our board anyway. So if I block this, he's going to be able to kill off a Lord. If I block this and this, he can kill off both Lords. Because what will happen is, they will both deal a damage and die. This is going to deal a damage to each one of these, and then Goblin Chain Whirler will deal another damage to each one of these. I kind of feel like I need to block this, though. I need this thing to die. I'll just take 2. Because then he can assign the... he could assign the damage to... that's a mistake, because now we can just ping this thing, and then Chain Whirler is going to kill it anyway. I fucked it up. That's not going to matter. I did not do the math right on that, but it really... there was no good way to do this anyway, so... I guess I should have killed off one of these, but none of this was a winning plan. Like, they're still threatening to just Ringleader or Siege Gang Lieutenant us anyway. Alright, so go ahead, Rishon and port us down. Alright, Misty Rainforest, let's do this quickly. I'm doing this because I can always Vial later, but I need to have blockers now. Chain Whirler is just going to ruin us. Yep. That's fine. This goes away, this goes away. They can sacrifice Goblins to drain us. Like, we're dead. This turn, they just attack with everything and then shoot us in the face with the rest, so... that's all there is to it at this point. It doesn't matter. It's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus potentially, like, more. Oh, that's great. Gem Palm Incinerator. They can put that in play, so... they might not actually need to attack us. Like, I think they can just sack off their entire board. That's... I don't know, like... Alright, you got it. that was ridiculous stomping, so... Yeah, I don't know. There was nothing we could really do about that. That was... Goblins just stomped us in the face, so... I mean, this deck sort of worked out the way that we wanted it to, but... I don't know, like, I think that the deck is a little bit too vulnerable to Wasteland, and we even saw it against Goblins there because we had to keep hands with, like, lots of waterlogged groves in them. Whereas alternatively, if we're playing something like a classic Merfolk build with like 12 basic islands in it, the Wastelands don't really do anything against us, and obviously they would be dead in their side because they just make a bunch of colorless mana that they can't use for anything. So when we're looking at our mana base, like, we only have 6 basic islands, and we're just hoping that we can find them before Wasteland just locks us out, but finding a basic island in time is not really that easy, when, especially when, you know, you're getting attacked on turns 2 and 3 very quickly. And I think that's honestly the problem that I have with Simic, Merfolk, and Legacy. In Modern, you get away with it because there's not a lot of good land hate in the early turns of the game, so you have a chance to get established. Like, and even like the stuff that is played, Field of Ruin and like Ghost Quarter, if they're going to use that, you're still getting basic islands back out of it. So they can't remove your mana sources like they can in Legacy. Whereas, yeah, in this format, they can just, you know, wasteland you out, and then they get to play their game because they kept a hand that they knew could play a game of Magic with, and you did not keep a hand that could play a game of Magic. So I find it hard to believe that, especially while Wrenn and 6 is in the format, encouraging Wastelands to just be reused. Like, there's still like a lot of decks in general that just keep wastelanding you a lot. And like any Death and Taxes and Goblins and, you know, all the lands decks and Knight of the Reliquary decks, like, we've seen all of them, and this mana base is not the kind of mana base that's gonna succeed against those decks. We don't really have a good way. Like, if you don't start with like an Aether Vial, excuse me. If you don't start with like a Vial out early and like have a bunch of mana, like, you just get locked out of the game, and you don't have stuff like Brainstorm to try to play like one land and dig for something before they just keep beating your face in. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna shelf Simic Merfolk for a while, but uh, it's. I think there might be a time and a place for it eventually, but right now I don't think that it's necessary. I think that you can achieve basically what we're trying to go for with more of a mono blue version. So that's unfortunate because I don't know. Like, I think that there could be a way for this to work, just not in the kind of metagame that MTGO is. If you know that you're playing against like a lot of decks in, you know, paper and like a, you know, Friday Night Magic type of setting where you're not going to have to go up against a lot of like wastelands and you need to be able to kill them fast, then I think Simic has got some good reason to play it there. Like, we saw Coralhelm. Coralhelm is actually way better against Storm than something like True Name Nemesis is, because we can just stick Vial on 2, and we don't have to ever worry about getting or tapping 3 mana to pay for it, or making a Vial useless in order to put this out. Coralhelm won us a game against the Epic Storm where True Name probably wouldn't have, so it definitely has a place, like, if you want to play this kind of list. It's just, the problem is that True Name is also a lot better against the other decks, and like True Name is another reason where you need more basic lands because you have to get to 3 mana to play it, and this list is almost never going to get to 3 mana to play True Name Nemesis in the face of cards like Wasteland. So yeah, it's just, it makes me sad because I wanted Simic to be a thing in Legacy, and I just don't think that it's going to be, at least not now. At some point maybe, but we'll have to see. I think that next week we're going to go back to the mono blue list, and we'll see how we can do with that. Importantly, though, I do think Curse Catcher is going to stay in our list, so we're going to be playing more with this card, and I think less with Benthic Biomancer, just because I think it's important to make this Chalice stick. And maybe we need to be more aggressively playing Chalice and Zero, because it obviously would have mattered against the one Storm player we were against, so I don't know. I guess holding on to Chalice like longer is just more greedy against those kinds of decks, and we're at a point right now where you can't really afford to wait too long, so. Alright, well, that's all I got for now. I guess we'll be playing Merfolk in Modern on Wednesday, and I have not decided what we're going to play for Wednesday yet. We might also be doing a mono blue list for then, but I'll think about it and we'll find out. So, alright, take it easy, everybody. I will see you guys next time.